Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. As was stated, I am Dr. Leslie Williams, and I am a very proud advisory board member for ElevateMeD since 2019. It has been my honor to support Dr. Alex with her vision for this amazing organization. ElevateMeD is proud to announce our third Trailblazer Award recipient, Miss Chiquita Lockley. The ElevateMeD Trailblazer Award is presented to individuals who are making extraordinary contributions within the world of healthcare. The recognition of tonight's Trailblazer is especially important, as was stated, because she has really shined a light on an important topic, the reproductive rights of Black women. Chiquita is producer and director of the critically acclaimed documentary Eggs Over Easy, Black Women and Fertility, which is on OWN as well as Discovery Plus. She is also the producer of the award-winning documentary Kunta Kinte Island, Coming Home Without Shackles on PBS. Chiquita holds a BA in English from the one and only Spelman College and an MA in Film Studies from Emory University. Yoo-hoo. She specializes in live event production, providing content and creative direction. She also has appeared on Good Morning America, Amazon Prime, BET, Dove Awards, Stellar Awards, Hank Aaron, Chasing the Dream Foundation, the King Center, Human Rights Campaign, Stacey Abrams' Fair Fight, Fox Network, the list goes on and on. Chiquita has received numerous awards and recognition for her work in the reproductive health space as a filmmaker, including the Southern Documentary Fund MacArthur Foundation Grant, also the National Infertility Association, which sponsors National Infertility Awareness Week, honored her with the Hope Award for Advocacy, and this is one of their highest advocacy awards given in the reproductive health space. She has also received the Family Building Champion Award from the Cade Foundation. She is a member of the illustrious Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, where she also received the inaugural National Arts Activist Award to commemorate the 50th year of the Arts and Letters Commission. As I've stated, Chiquita's accolades go on, but in addition to this, I can personally attest that she is an amazing friend and sister. She has a gift of making anyone that she comes in contact with feel like a friend, and she knows everyone, and she has a way of connecting them. One thing that struck me when I first talked to her about this award is that she said, "I'm not a doctor. How can I be the trailblazer for ElevateMeD?" And I think that's what makes her a trailblazer. I think as a physician, I had a very kind of singular view of how to impact healthcare. And what I have learned through Chiquita's work and being her friend is that you can impact people on an even bigger stage. That one-to-one interaction in the exam room is nothing compared to how you can get out there, educate, inspire, and empower an entire generation to take control of our women's reproductive health rights. And so I am so very proud of the work that she's done. It is my honor to present her with this Trailblazer Award. Thank you, Chiquita.
Hello, everybody. Hello. For those who are not from Atlanta, thank you for coming. To all my friends at this table who flew in, thank you for coming. And I have some thank yous, I'll get to them in a minute, but, and thank you, Leslie, because I don't remember saying that. So, as she said, this was a surprise because I'm not a doctor, I just kind of write about them for TV. So, this was a pleasant surprise. I wouldn't have saw myself here in a million years. What started, or the catalyst for me even being here today, is that I walk into my gynecologist's office. I have a great doctor, by the way. Black woman, Ivy educated, great bedside manners, so it's not the doctor, it's the system. But I walked into my office, the doctor's office, and she looked at my chart and she said, "Ms. Lockley, you have a birthday coming up. Your eggs are turning 41. What do you want to do with them?" And I don't know what else she said. She kept talking because she does have great bedside manners, but I don't know what she said because I blacked out. Do what with them? And so my first call, when I finally made my way to the car, because now I was like panicked, I called Karen Johnson. She's in my film if you've seen it. Dr. Karen Johnson, she's my line sister. She's my own call. I call her all the time. So I called her, but she delivers babies, and apparently somebody had a baby that day, so she couldn't answer when I called her. So my second call was to my Ia McQuiston. And I called my Ia, panicked, like, they said I have a fibroid, and she wants to know what I want to do with an egg, and I don't know any of this. And what was so startling to me is that I went to Spelman. That's the #1 HBCU in the country. And I graduated from Emory, and whatever this woman was asking me, I thought I should have known the answer to it, and I didn't. So by the time Karen gets off from work and my ear talks me down off the ledge, they had given me some words to Google, and then Karen started sending me studies like, calm down, this is just egg freezing, or like, just calm down. And so what I decided was I would do a 15-minute short film for all the girls I mentor, all the students who I help out, all of my nieces, my friends' kids. They should not be 41 waking up to figure out what is an AMH, anti-malarial hormone. If you know that, you kind of know your egg reserve. Well, guess who didn't know that until 41? It shouldn't happen. So I started with this short film, and then it just blossomed because once you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, well, when I circle back, most of those people were in my Rolodex, and they had reproductive health issues ranging from fibroids to PCOS to endometriosis, and we just didn't talk about them. Some of them had frozen eggs. Some of them were in the middle of, they had like miscarriages from trying to use international donor eggs. What in the heck is an international donor egg if you've never even heard of a donor egg? So that was what moved me into this space, and then I had people like Romani Kelsey, she's here somewhere, Dr. Romani Kelsey, who also kind of worked with me and talked me through the process, and it ends up being a full documentary. And then we tried to figure out what to do with it because it was COVID, and nobody was buying films in the middle of COVID. So I called LaShonda, who also is not a doctor, but But LaShonda had a platform on Facebook, and she had, this was early COVID, when you were trying to figure out the technology, and I'm a filmmaker, but I don't do technology. So I called LaShonda, and she's like, oh, I'll put you on my Facebook page, and we could do these chats, because I wanted to do these chat and chills on Saturdays. Someone saw the chat and chill from her page, her Facebook page on a Saturday, and ended up being the Oprah Winfrey Network, and that was how we got our deal. So I say all that, thank you. I say all that to say, many of you are physicians in the room, but not everybody is. Wherever you are, start where you are, because your gift will make room for you, and you still can reach your target audience. So that's the first thing I would like to say. Thank you to all of those people who helped us get this far. The second thing that I would like to leave you with, so for a couple of weeks I've been trying to figure out, what do I say to a room full of doctors? I am preaching to the choir. They know the stats. They know that black women are almost 3 times as likely to die in childbirth than a white woman. They know 80% plus of black women will have fibroids by the age of 50. What do I say? So I decided to talk to you about advocacy and something that I just found out about from my own experience, and then we can talk about ways to be in the room, sit at the table, and speak up from wherever you are. So that thing that I want to talk about is endometrial biopsies, and I'll be very brief. If you don't know what it is, it's a painful procedure that I think is barbaric and shouldn't happen without medication. But because of the way that the system is set up and because of the way that protocols are made, which is why it's an important part of our reproductive conversation, like who are making the rules, who is setting the standard, who decided the protocol, who is teaching this curriculum to our physicians, because you can have great physicians, but if the protocol is in place, it is what it is. So I go in for an endometrial biopsy last month. I had been given a heads up to like take some ibuprofen or leave or something. But I'm in there, and the pain was so excruciating that I felt like I was lingering in between life and death. And as I lay there, I kept thinking about the mothers of gynecology. I was thinking about Lucy and Betsy and Anarcha. Then I started thinking about Mrs. Henrietta Lacks and these women who they did not have anesthesia just like I did not have anesthesia. They were having difficult procedures just like I was having a difficult procedure. And I was trying to figure out how we go from a time period of slavery to 2024. And the rules and the standards and the protocols haven't changed very much. So every time I think, well, maybe I've been doing this long enough and maybe the message is big enough and they talked about it on this show, they talked about reproductive health on that show, maybe I could chill for a minute because I'm tired. The answer is no, I don't get to chill. We don't get to chill because we still have problems at a systemic level, that there are protocols in place that don't take us into consideration, because there is no way that this procedure or these types of procedures should be happening in the same way that they were happening during slavery. And even if you have like a little bit of anesthesia, it is not enough. Like, sign me up, put me in a hospital room, plug some things into me, because this is too much. So that is kind of what I wanted to leave with you today. No matter what room you're in, you can do something. Especially if you're a physician. You may not be the person who writes the curriculum, but you might be at the table with somebody who does. You may not be the person who can go into all of the schools or go and change all of the rules, but you may know somebody who does or know somebody who can. So what I would like to leave with you today is marching orders. And those marching orders is to think about us and say something. I won't ever be in those rooms, but I can tell you, for sure, when I went home after the shock of, the best word I have for that procedure was barbaric. And when I went home, I was still stunned, so it took a minute for me to come to myself. And when I did, I went to Dr. Google, like, is anybody else having this issue? I called my doctor friends, they're like, yeah, it kind of happens. So when I looked at it, tens of thousands of women were having this same reaction that I had. So what I wonder, if you are a physician, think about people who look like me. Think about people who would never sit at the tables you sit at, and use your voice on our behalf. Speak up for us. Try to get some change to actually be in action and not just the theory of me up here kind of talking to you. There's something that you can do about it. So I think my time is up. I would like to give a few thank yous. First to Alex, Greg, and the entire board of ElevateMeD. I appreciate you so much. I did not do this film by myself. Our executive producers were Keisha Knight Pulliam, Felicia Fant, and D'Angela Proctor. So thank you so much to them. To all of you doctors, and especially the students, today you're a student and you're gonna be a doctor within 10 days, however many days for everyone else. You will have a seat at the table. When you get your seat at the table, speak up for us. Thank you.